You wanted to know the road trip for East Africans, how they will move by road from Nairobi, Kenya to Gaborone, Botswana. So I decided to have this clip, this short video, to just explain to you how this trip can materialize. Personally, I've been to southern part of Africa by road from Nairobi. So this is how it is. We have three options. We have that route that you will go via Johannesburg. There is another route via Maun, and then there is this third route where you will also go to Zimbabwe, but then you can still go to Botswana. So the trip to Botswana by bus from Kenya, yes, it's very possible to travel to South Africa by bus from Nairobi, Kenya. It's a trip that will take you 3 good days. And traveling from Kenya to Gaborone, and then when I talk of Kenya, I believe those from Rwanda, those from South Sudan, those from Uganda, and we will join the rest in Nairobi. Some will join others in Dar es Salaam. So traveling from Kenya to Gaborone, Botswana via road is a long journey that requires careful planning. And I've talked about the routes. And it is very possible you will take 3 days. There is a bus. There is the first route from Nairobi to Johannesburg. And this distance will take approximately 3,900 kilometers. And the major stops are Nairobi. You leave Nairobi. You go to Arusha. Then from Arusha, there are buses that will take you to Dodoma. Once you are in Dodoma, then you will move to the border of Tanzania and Zambia, that is Nakonde. On the Tanzanian side, it is called on the Zambian side it's called Nakonde, but on the Tanzanian side it's called Tunduma. Then you will go to Lusaka, Zambia, then Harare, then you reach Johannesburg. Then from Johannesburg you can now move from Johannesburg to Gaborone. Then there is this other distance that will pass Rustenburg, Zeerust, and then you'll be in Gaborone. So Nairobi to Johannesburg is approximately 3 to 4 days, considering rest stops and border crossing. And then I've talked about Johannesburg to Gaborone, which is approximately 5 to 6 hours. And the borders I've talked about is Namanga, Nakonde, Tunduma. Nairobi to Johannesburg to Gaborone. How will you do that journey? You will take, there are 3 different buses from Nairobi. Bus 1 is Nairobi to Dar es Salaam. You can travel with Tamil coach or Kidia 1 or classic coaches. It will take you to Dar es Salaam. Then from Dar es Salaam you will pick a bus. You'll reach Dar es Salaam, I think, very late in the evening. Then you'll have a rest. Then you can still book a bus and leave very early in the morning at 6 a.m. You leave Dar es Salaam. From Dar es Salaam to the border of Zambia is around 100,000, 80 to 100,000 Tanzanian shillings, which is close to 4,000 to 5,000 Kenyan shillings. And remember, from Nairobi to Dar es Salaam is around 3,000 Kenyan shillings, 3,500. So that will be already 8,000 up to the border of Zambia and Tanzania. Alternatively, you can leave Nairobi, go to Arusha, have a sleep in Arusha, then take buses from Arusha to Mbeya. Very, very far. They will avoid Dar es Salaam. Arusha to Mbeya is around, it will be around 100,000, which is 5,000. But then you will have spent almost 1,500 from Kenya. That is around 7. So it is between 7 to 9,000 Kenyan shillings until you reach the border of Zambia. Once you are at the border of Zambia, there are 2 options. I'm giving this detail. I'm giving this detail because there are some people who will hire their own buses, their own means. They might be having their personal cars, but those who are using public transport will have to use these routes that I'm stating here. Once you reach the border of Zambia and Tanzania, they are very strict, the Tanzanians and the Zambians. If you are a Kenyan, so you have to have your yellow fever, you have to have your passport. There is no visa required up to that point. Actually, there will be no visa for Kenyans until you reach Botswana. So there are these buses called IT, these cars called IT. Instead of waiting for a bus that will leave in the evening or the next day morning, you can take these ITs. They are very much comfortable, and don't be worried about the security issues. They are registered at the border there. These are people who import cars from the port of Dar es Salaam. You might be lucky to find someone who is heading to Harare using IT, but the problem is you might pay up to Harare, but when you reach the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe called Chirundu, you might take even hours there, and it's really inconveniencing. So the best is just to take a bus to Lusaka. To take those cars to Lusaka. So people have different cars. You might find someone with a Subaru, you might find someone with a Toyota, you might find someone with a Mercedes. The price there is around 3,000 Kenyan shillings. You will be in Lusaka, Zambia. So once you are in Lusaka, Zambia, it's a bit far. It's like the distance from Nairobi to Tunduma. It's very, very far. The distance from Lusaka, we are told that, okay, Dar es Salaam to Lusaka, there are also bus companies operating on that route called Classic Coaches, and you can get a direct bus from Dar es Salaam to Lusaka. Now, once you are in Lusaka, moving to Johannesburg, we have several bus companies operating on route. It's called Royal Africa Logistics, Unlimited Gift Limited, Jordan Motors. They don't operate daily, but they depart to South Africa from Zambia on Sundays and Tuesdays. But I know there are others. They are even the small cars. So you will get those buses up to the border called Livingstone. Once you are in Livingstone, then you can go to Kazungula, where you will also get buses on the other side. Kazungula is that